dance. You know I'm the whitest bitch here. Oh my God!
Ooh.
Timmy!
My God. You're doing good. You're killing it,
I said it yesterday, and I'll say it again. Deb is one of the funniest people left in the villa. She's just hysterical. Her, her stripper moves, oh my God. Anyway, she declared that she can't dance, so we can't knock her because she tried. Hey there, thanks for stopping by. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Love Island USA, Season 4, Episode 28. It's your girl Valerie again. I I watched the UK version of it, of this dance, sexy dance challenge, and I watched, this episode. And for personally, I have to say, both were interesting in their own way, but I think the difference is the US version. There were some people that just knew that they couldn't do the sexy dance, so they went for default settings. Like Chad, I don't even know whether that was supposed to be comedic or whatever dance he did. Some really tried, even though it didn't come out. And Deb, I think the boys have realized that Deb is just because I remember Jeff kept saying, "Oh, Deb is funny as hell." They've realized that Deb is very funny and very clumsy because if you remember in the wrestling challenge, she fell over when she was supposed to go through the sort of the boards. And so if I were to rank it, if I were to rank the sexiest, then I'd say Courtney number one, Zita number two, and Jeff number three. That's my opinion. If I were to rank, top three of everybody that's performed, if I were to rank it in the funniest, hmm, I don't know whatever it is Isaiah was doing. So Isaiah number three, Timmy number two, and Deb number one. So there's funny and then there's sexy, in my opinion. That's how I rank them. And at least everybody tried. And I like this challenge in the sense that it wasn't one of those dirty challenges where they're passing drink from someone's mouth to the other, but it was just people having a great time. And I liked how everyone was trying to hold themselves back, especially if it's not their partner performing. I think they're afraid that their heart rate would go up for somebody else, but you could tell they were really enjoying it, but they were trying to sort of avoid having their heart rate go up, especially like when Courtney was dancing. You could see like Jeff was trying to hold it in, and hold it in to make sure that his heart rate doesn't go up. And surprisingly, most of the girls, their heart rates went up for their guys, which makes sense. The guys, it was just random. And then for Courtney and Joel, that was a surprise. That was a surprise. I know I did say when the whole sort of Courtney love triangle started with Chad um and Phoebe, I said, Courtney should just step back and just maybe try with Joel. So that was interesting that both their heart rates went up for each other, and I think this is one of the reasons why they decided to explore this. Anyway, I'll go through the couples and we'll see how we go. With Timmy and Zita, I think are solid. I think even if anyone comes into the villa, they'll be fine until the end. They liked each other's dance, and you could tell Timmy it was really trying to hold it in. I love the fact that he said all his blood has gone from his arteries and his heart and is now gone somewhere else. And we can all imagine where his blood went to. Zita, on her part, did her best in her dance. And these girls are very, most times you watch reality shows and you have the girls sort of having catfights and stuff. But what I like about the girls on this season of Love Island is they're united in whatever they're doing. I know some girls have left the show and said, oh, the girls are not nice to me. I remember Valerie and Bria. I think the problem with them, as I said previously, was they tried to come in and be the queen bee and didn't sort of try to just be a group. Whereas everybody else that has come in, Maddie, Nadia, even Bella and Chance, they've got along with everybody because I think they just want everyone to be on the same level and everyone to feel heard and to sort of support each other. And I think the problems they've had with others is they've wanted to come in and be the queen bee of the villa. And so it was nice to see how Zita is always sticking up for her girls. So she sat Mackenzie down and wanted to know who Mackenzie was going after. I think so that she could feed back to her girls that be mindful. Uh, Mackenzie's coming after you guy. But then the challenge alert came text came before they could find out. Um, from there to Jeff and Naja. Jeff and Naja, for me, I truly want to believe that Naja is now 100% sort of focused on Jeff, because I think Jeff is all in on Naja, and it would really be sad if somebody came in and Naja's head turned. But then apparently a week from Saturday is when the show ends, which is sad. But anyway, we'll see how they go. They seem to be getting along. Jeff was very excited for Naja to perform, although his heart rate was raised by, I think, by Mackenzie, if I'm not mistaken. So that was surprising. And I don't know. I Jeff had a conversation with Naja. He told Naja he would tell Mackenzie that he was all in on on Naja, and he wasn't going to have his head turned, because initially he had told Naja that his at the moment he's focused on. He told Mackenzie he's focused on Naja, and he wants to see how that's going, but he's happy to speak to Mackenzie. But I think because his heart rate went up for her, he wanted to reassure Naja and said, that's what he's going to let her know, that unfortunately the door's closed. From there, um, it's Jesse and Deb. Jesse and Deb are just a couple that you don't quite understand. I think at the moment they are a lot better because they're now having a lot of PDA. I think they're better in that. But they get each other. They are there to cheer each other on. Jesse's dance wasn't the best, but Nadia was cheering him. Sorry, but Deb was cheering him on, and the same for Deb when she was dancing. Everyone was cheering her on, and I think her concern was the fact that Jesse's head might be turned by Mackenzie, but I don't think so. I really don't think so. I think they're focused on each other, and that they will get each other to the end. Isaiah and Sydney. Isaiah is now terrified. Isaiah is now terrified. I think because of Phoebe incident and the fallout from that, he's now terrified. When the girls came back, I remember in the previous episode, and Mackenzie asked who's going to most likely get in trouble. Isaiah is the one who ran away. He ran away from everyone and sort of just kept to, and everyone was laughing because I think he realized that he doesn't want Sydney to be upset with him anymore, because I think he knows that if she does get upset with him, that's the end of them. They seem to be getting along. They enjoyed each other's dance, and it's surprising that Mackenzie's not interested in Isaiah, because every other girl that's come into the villa has been interested in Isaiah. So it's nice to see someone come in, and I think maybe Mackenzie has seen the fallout from the Phoebe incident and has decided that she doesn't want to deal with all that. And then from there, uh, the um, Joel, Phoebe, and and Courtney. I said it yesterday that I think Courtney should explore Joel, because I think Courtney's best match was Philippa, and sadly Philippa, she got rid of Philippa because of Bryce, and Bryce was even worse than Philippa because she said Philippa wouldn't open up. But obviously Bryce had seen the show and knew that she wanted someone who was going to open up, and he gave her what she wanted, and then she later realized that she would make faces behind her back and stuff. So she got the girls to get rid of him, and then she got Chad, and sadly Chad has bought into the hype that he's the it man, and he's now sort of trying to play her without seeming like he's playing her. And so I think because of the challenge and the fact that Courtney and Joel raised each other's heart rates, she decided to explore things with him. I would like to bet that when it comes to, because they're going to have a recoupling, I would like to think that Joel, although he's stuck in between, because Joel said he Phoebe was his number two behind Bella, so he's still trying to explore that to see how that goes. But also he's open to exploring things with Courtney. I think their only difference with Courtney that they realize is Courtney, I remember in his interview, Felipe was saying that Courtney does a lot of traveling with styling people. And so Courtney was a bit concerned about how they sort of manage their relationship with the distance, because I think he's sort of settled in Massachusetts and she doesn't know how that will work out. And Joel was saying that he wants someone who'll be able to move there because that's where his home is and that's where his business is. And it's like, you never know. You might fall in love with someone and later decide to move. Don't, assume that that's where you're going to live forever. See how the relationship goes before you make that part of the deal of committing to you. He said he's open to exploring with Courtney, but he's also open to seeing how things go with Phoebe. I think any guy that couples up with Phoebe is just sitting on a time bomb because Phoebe's head will turn if somebody else comes in. Because Phoebe is playing, I think Phoebe's playing the guys, so she's playing um Chad and Joel and is just looking for anyone to recouple with her. She knows all the other guys are in sort of permanent couplings that they will never have their heads turned for her, especially seeing the fallout from the Isaiah incident. So I think this is why she keeps sort of switching in between the two guys. And she was saying during the challenge, Phoebe was saying during the challenge, oh, I want to make sure that, I leave an impression on Chad because I'm tired of this three-way. And it's like, nobody brought you into the love triangle. You brought yourself in. These people were in their coupling. You came in and you kept pushing and pushing and pushing until you found a place in there. And now Courtney's leaving that triangle for you. You are now playing both sides. Make a choice. I don't know why Chad and Joel didn't sit down and sort of have a conversation because Chad kept going to the other guys and he never sat down with Joel. And then on his part, Chad is sort of stuck in the square that he's put himself in his mind, although I think Courtney has subtly removed herself from the square without letting him know, just in case she needs him to stay in the show. So she needs to recouple with him because she said, "You let us be open to exploring things with other people, and see how we go." And so Chad, I think, still assumes that he's still in a coupling with Courtney, and Courtney is still happy to continue to couple up with him. But it seems Courtney has moved on and is now decided to go after Joel and see how that goes. Um, Phoebe, as I've said, is just playing him. He still thinks Phoebe is still a contender, and Mackenzie has decided to leave everyone else alone and go after Chad. So I think as a coupling, my suspicion is Joel is going to go first picking Courtney, which will leave Chad with no other choice but to go for either Mackenzie or Phoebe. And I would hope Phoebe goes home because I, I don't think she's bringing the right sort of atmosphere for what has been the season of Love Is Blind. I think she's more drama and more toxicity, and it's been quite peaceful most of the time anyway. Even when girls have gone up against the same guy, they receive a message to say there will be a recoupling, and Zita and Courtney are very anxious because Courtney is not in a cemented coupling because of the fact that Chad is still undecided. So it will be interesting to see because I think everybody else is set in their couple. So Isaiah will pick Sydney, Jesse will pick Deb, Jeff will pick Naja, Timmy will pick Zita, which will leave the final three. So the last three standing will be Courtney, Phoebe, and Mackenzie, and then it will be up to Chad and Joel to see who picks who. And I don't know. We'll see how it goes. It was an interesting episode. I really enjoyed, especially the challenge. This is the first challenge I've enjoyed this season. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Bye everyone.